Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. I'm charting man Dan of the Chart Guys. The bulls squandered an overnight rally in China. It was up 3% on PMI information data, and we had a bounce overnight in futures, but erased and weak all day today. Before we get into the charts, just a heads up, I'm traveling over the next couple of days. That usually means significant volatility. And if you look in the comments of this video, we've got a link to my end of month wrap up. Just do a little video talking about the broader market, crypto, and cannabis sector at the end of each month. So, S&P 500 technically broke the low of last week. Technically, the S&P 500 has monthly consolidation underway because we broke the low of last month. We were right there. If we look at SPY, we could say we broke that support by pennies. It's insignificant at this point, but it's a bear break. What has to happen is the NASDAQ has to follow. QQQ held support by 15 cents and formed a little double bottom. That said, at the end of the day, it's still a clear hourly downtrend. The bulls are not proving anything, and we're just watching to see, can that support level break? So we have monthly consolidation officially underway, and again, just continued daily downtrend. So the bulls put up a little bit of a fight over the last few days, but unable to break any resistance. We have the futures chart. This is the overnight bounce, and just a stair-step beauty. Higher low every single candle, that breaks bear, and from that point forward for the rest of the morning, we end up with a notable drop that led to over 1% of downside. Bounce to hourly EMA 12, pull back, and tightening range, but again, just bulls not showing anything. And I'm back in the mindset. I was in a bearish mindset when weekly consolidation started, and then a couple days ago, I shifted to a flat mindset because I was unsure of short-term direction. And now I'm back in, I'm only looking for bear trades. There's a few bull trades I'll keep an eye on, like natural gas, but otherwise I'm only looking for bear trades until bulls give me a reason to be looking in the other direction. So hourly downtrend, short-term guide, QQQ, daily support of 290 in play. Natural gas, 4-hour EMA 12 support. Bulls definitely still in full control, but if we're going to put on our bear glasses, we are keeping an eye out for the possibility of a 4-hour rising wedge, just knowing that, again, we haven't seen any daily consolidation yet. We're right up at the resistance right now. The bulls keep buying these 15-minute oversold conditions. Big drop this morning, and we ended up setting a lower high, higher low. This was actually a pretty bad fake out. Lower high, higher low, lower high, bear break straight into a rally. And that bear break on the 15-minute just formed an hourly higher low. Again, whenever a pattern resolves itself that you're watching on whatever time frame you're watching it, zoom out. Because if you're looking at the 15-minute and say, okay, bears prove it, and then you zoom out and say, oh yeah, well, we may just be forming an hourly higher low. It helps keep you in check from getting too tunnel vision on just one time frame. The dollar confirmed our 12-hour rising wedge bearish. Big win for the broader market bears. Again, if you showed me this chart, only this chart, I'd say, well, the broader market's probably trying to bounce right now. Not the case, which bears love. So the dollar weakness over the last couple of days, it's not significant weakness. We're still in a daily uptrend with daily EMA 12 support, but the weakness the past couple days has done nothing to help the stock market bulls. And another thing, the VIX weakness. The VIX is in a daily downtrend. The VIX hit the lowest level yesterday that we've seen in a week. And obviously, stocks are not hitting the highest level that we've seen in a week. NVDA, bears followed through, back into the gap fill. So gap fills at 211.04. Again, overall, there's still no major red flags in the uptrend of this chart, but a nice pullback over the past couple of days as we started to see signs of relative weakness after the quadruple top at 238. Now Meta has multiple tops in the 177s. Not quite the same setup, but we can very clearly say that this is a clear resistance zone in the upper 177s, and bears are going to continue to top fish against that resistance as long as it keeps playing out. So I've failed to find much clarity or flow the first half of today. Just little stop outs, sell half for little profit, stop out, small win, small loss. So took a lap off the computer midday, went outside, cleared my head a little bit, came back and had a little bit more clarity. And really where I found the clarity was just Netflix. So still in this short, the swing short. And again, my target at this point, I'm looking down. The initial target was the gap fill. And now I'm looking down at the range between 273 and 280. There's a lot of price action there, and that would align with me looking for the monthly consolidation, which is now underway. But monthly consolidation down towards that range. Daily bear flag confirmed, and just the absolute bear control the second half of the day. Got back to the computer at 1 o'clock, and at 1 o'clock, Netflix hit a new low of the day, breaking this double bottom. What was QQQ doing at 1 o'clock? We were right here. We were nowhere near the low of the day. And so from that point forward, Netflix was just absolute bear control. Lower high every single bounce, 5-minute EMA 12 the entire time. And just, was taking short-term trades, but a lot of them just rinse and repeat. Because I got my swing trade I'm holding, and so just adding the day trades, and things really started to accelerate to the downside. We broke Netflix. 314.30 was a double bottom. We broke 313.39. Next level 311.07. Really liking the Netflix follow through. And again, the basis of this trade, a major part of it, was looking for Netflix divided by QQQ to form a monthly lower high and break the stair-step pattern bearish. Tesla, bears had a nice control of the morning. They had a lot of weakness first thing. Then they started to see it shift. We double bottomed here and then started an hourly bounce. We've now got Investors Day going on right now. Still just playing music. We'll see how the price reacts there. Bears would love to break 191.78 to confirm the head and shoulders. And again, got to see Tesla divided by QQQ lose daily EMA 12, which is still holding. Healthcare, gap down open, trying to get a bounce going. Bear full control as long as daily EMA 12 is resistance. Bears really want to see the financial sector confirm this lower high and lower low and lose weekly EMA 12, which is still trying to cling to support. And again, we're still watching the rising wedge here. So if we're going to get another leg down in the broader market, and if the NASDAQ's going to break support, and if monthly consolidation is going to officially be underway in many places, got to see all these sectors dropping together. IWM still holding on. Still holding on. So trying to hold 185.78 and break 190.30. If anything's going to shift here, pretty much just sideways for 6 days, not much going on. The biotech sector continuing its daily bounce, a little bit of relative strength today, but still a daily downtrend. MARA, talked about that news yesterday. Following through today in a big way, just a very late news reaction. Confused automated trading systems. Trying to correlate with the NASDAQ and Bitcoin here instead of the very negative headline that finally sunk in after hours of being out there in the public. Gold bounce follow through, heading up towards daily resistance of 1848. Again, the miners led the way up. Nice volume on the miners. Miners let us know to be watching for a metals bounce. Miners helped me exit my silver short. Silver's still very weak overall. Daily downtrend. And again, these bulls will have to confirm daily uptrends with higher lows and higher highs if this bounce is going to have any notable follow through. But again, you can see the example where, as we've been saying for a month at this point, the metals inverse relationship with the dollar is the strongest inverse relationship between anything else. Crypto, stocks, metals and the dollar are inverse. So the metals are bouncing because the dollar is pulling back the last couple of days. Stocks are not bouncing the last couple of days. Oil continuing its bounce with the daily stair-step pattern. I might short the energy sector when oil loses the daily stair-step pattern. And at that point, it would be essentially me playing for the 2-day lower high on oil. And I like energy comparative weakness. It had a solid day today, but I like the fact that energy is, I just did this measurement earlier today, but energy at the moment is 4.3% away from the lowest price in about 4 months. Whereas oil, what did I just say, 4.3? Oil would have to drop 9% to see the lowest price. So there's a bit of relative weakness. And if we go to XLE divided by CL, we are seeing that we are close to the weakest that the energy sector has been compared to oil. Energy sector was much stronger than oil. Now it's been doing roughly the same thing. I'm watching to see if we're going to get relative weakness shape up. So prove something to me, bulls. Otherwise, we're looking bearish on bounces and looking at lower highs. The futures are trying to bounce to get this hourly equilibrium going. If we do confirm an hourly uptrend in the NASDAQ, that will be a notable double bottom. I'll pay attention to the bulls a bit more if they can confirm this hourly uptrend. But if not, just looking for lower highs and bearish entries. All right, Lori's going to cover the live or the video tomorrow. And I will see you all next week. Unless you're Chart Guys members, I'll see you over the weekend. Because there's no such thing as a real vacation. It's just doing work in different locations. But it's not work if you love it. Thanks for watching. Cleared out all these flower pots. A lot of them are going to reseed themselves. I let everything go to seed last year. This guy has survived. That's a phlox. Gonna clear out the greenhouse and do tomatoes in here this year. It usually gets too hot, but I think we're gonna give it a shot. In worst case, they just die. This is my favorite tree in the yard. Usually it flowers early and eventually a frost will knock all these flowers off, but beautiful in the meantime. We've got this other variety back here, these white ones. I think it's a tulip poplar, but don't quote me. Close up.